Hello, and welcome back to the definitive Starship review series without access to a proper table. Today, we're going to be covering Earth Spacedock. Of course, a very beloved and well-requested model. I remember years just waiting them to announce an Earth Spacedock. I even casted my own in Metal Shop in high school. I made like a much bigger solid aluminum Earth Spacedock I've got packed away somewhere. But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about the big floating mushroom in the sky. Earth Spacedock, one of the special edition models. It's got a nice little ring stand. It just kind of sits there and you can rotate it. Kind of hard, at least on mine, to get it straight up. I mean, you could always glue these, but then you could never pack them away nicely. And as someone who's about to move away to college, that, packing them away nicely is quite convenient. Size-wise, the main body of Earth Spacedock is roughly similar to the Columbia-class refit of the NX. And in case that wasn't obscure enough, the entire thing, counting those little plastic bits from tip to tip, the Enterprise J, I should move that over, the Enterprise J is about the same size. It's a little bigger, but it was the closest comparison. Because, yeah, we're gonna bring out all the obscure Enterprises you definitely own. Something a bit more familiar, the main plastic body, so not these little, the antenna bits at the top and bottom, is pretty similar to the size of the Nebula class, and actually the model's pretty comparable to a lot of other special editions. The Delta Flyer, the Defiant, it's a pretty standard size model for the special editions. Hopping over the Discovery Collection, the Hiawatha is about the same size from top and bottom of the entire model, and actually, as you can see there, it's not a bad representation for how wide it is at the top. So yeah, the whole Hiawatha is actually a pretty good comparison if you own it. And finally, it's about the same size as the Zhang He. The Zhang He is a little bigger, and of course 7 of 9 ship, and most things in the Universe Collection, to be honest, are about the same size. But enough measuring. The model itself, very nice model. Pretty simplistic, I suppose, as it's a bunch of geometric shapes. I mean, as I said, I casted this in high school. It's more simplified, of course, but it's basically a bunch of different shapes stacked on top of each other. I quite like it, but they still get the detail. You've got your TMP Aztecing, of course. Obviously the red pinstriping, I believe they call it, on the top. There's loads of little windows. There we go. You can see all across this sort of dome bit. You've got the big observation windows, but also loads of tiny windows all across. And it's similar, if it keeps the focus, all the way across all the shapes. You can see a little Death Star bit, also with its pinstriping, but it's windows. Little bumpy greeblies on top. I'm not really sure what those are, but they're there. It adds a bit of detailing, And on the top, which is probably the part of the model you'll be seeing a lot, the most, unless you display it real high. You've got Bespin, of course, the Cloud City, absorbed into Earth Spacedock. Rather forcefully, it's like flattened the top bit by the looks of it. But, as I was saying before, loads of windows, and actually loads of bumps you can see all the way across. I mean, it's a colossal structural Earth Spacedock, stupidly big. I mean, the TMP Enterprise, fits through these doors. It's stupid. Eventually, the Enterprise D is gonna do it, but, yeah, they really captured the enormity of the model. It's far away, your eyes might not catch the windows. You can still register it as a big structure, but then if you get up close, probably from about that distance, you can still make out windows and stuff. Quite clear. I can make them out just from a bit behind the camera. The most detailed bit down here, I'll get to it, seems to be the only part of the structure that's metal, and it is a light model for its size, which is fine. I never really complained too much about that. They're more for looking, not holding. Weight is an extra, but everything else seems to be plastic. These are flimsy, almost rubber-like plastic, I guess. So, you'll probably get a few of these bent out of place, but you generally can find an angle, not so much up there, where they're all straight. Here's, the best one for the bottom. You got the bits under Bespin, you know, where Luke hangs, and that's where the Millennium Falcon comes and rescues him. But yeah, it's a nice cast, other than that, of this little city bit up here. No idea why they need this much room in Earth Spacedock, but I guess this whole upper bit is hollow. But yeah, it's truly a colossal structure. Other than the basic detailing we've covered, this sort of angle from the bottom is quite good. So this is a model I actually have displayed. My Lower Decks reaction videos, you can kind of see I've got the Discovery Collection up there in the top left. I'll put a clip on. You might even be able to see our Spacedock. I've got it up there, so when I'm sitting at my desk, I can see kind of this detail up, but then if I'm actually standing up and looking at the models, it's more like this. So it's kind of a model you want to have at that sort of height. You've got the translucent blue all the way up in here, same bit as the nacelles, but of course they've got the gray on it. I think they actually paint blue underneath along the ridges to make it look more like a glow. I think it looks pretty good either way. But then the metal bit has got the most extra detail other than just the basic windows and Aztecing. You've got, almost look like docking ports. You know, I don't really know much about the functionality of this part of our Spacedock. It's all painted blue to just help make things pop. And you've got the dark gray indent in here. Just so, you know, Han Solo knows where to aim for. Not the blue bits, but, you know, it helps Han Solo get Luke. Yeah, unfortunately, just the way Earth Spacedock is, a lot of the good angles, you don't really see the blue. It's kind of weird. Like, that's a good angle to get the shots. I'd also see, you know, you got the blue highlighting here. But it's a really good model. A great addition to the Starship Collection, K9, Jupiter Station. Can't wait to get my hands on Jupiter Station. That's just been announced. I told myself I wasn't going to date all of these videos, and I'm really failing at that so far. And yeah, regular one. I think I've got all the stations they've released so far. Don't have Relay Station 47, because it hasn't that hasn't even shipped yet. But yeah, it's a good addition to the Starship Collection, and I mean, it's our Spacedock. You know, you gotta love our Spacedock. Only problem, and this is a problem with the movies, actually, not Eaglemoss, I'm pretty sure, right? You've got bays 17, 15, 21, and 18. Like, they're all at four corners. And clearly there's, like, you know, 7 bays in between each of these. Why? Why isn't it 17, 14, 21, 28? Why doesn't it just go up by 7 every time? Like, why is there just why are there 2 small bays down there? Is that where they make O berths or something? Like, I don't know. It's a bit weird. That's honestly probably my only complaint about the model. But if you just display it with like the 28 facing you, then you don't have to look at the 15. So that was a quick video. I hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions about the model, just ask me in the comments below. I'll answer them. We're still a not small enough channel I can do that. If you want me to review any models, just ask me. I'll get to it as soon as I can. I don't actually have my full collection at hand, but I'll do it as soon as I can. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Ooh, me.